it appears we have even more new college football 27 news that has leaked out. This coming from a community member who's actually been at the headquarters and play testing the game and has revealed or leaked some information or information that he's been allowed to leak. And there's quite a bit of interesting things here. But of course, they're not going to reveal too much. They're only going to reveal what EA allows them to reveal. Some of these things would include NIL actually making an impact on the game and recruiting in Dynasty mode. He says there is a system in place for NIL now in Dynasty. It operates outside of recruiting points, so you can use it as an additional incentive for prospects. Higher caliber prospects, i.e. 5-star, 4-star, will almost always certainly require some NIL. On the other hand, lower caliber players like 3-star and below prospects will not require much, if any, NIL. The luxury there is that when you do shell out NIL to them, their interest will skyrocket. So I'm pretty sure anybody who's been out there demanding for them to implement more of a NIL system, those individuals out there will be extremely excited. That wasn't on my wish list, but I'm not opposed to anybody who had that on their wish list or were looking forward to that in the game. He also talks about how there is an option to poach offensive or defensive coordinators from other programs with some kind of money system. So that will be interesting to see. That's something we'll have to wait to get the information from EA themselves to see exactly what that bodes. There's also a new revamped coaching carousel. He says the coaching carousel has underwent some much needed improvement. Makes more sense than it does in college football 26. I truly believe you guys will like what they've done with it. So again, not a lot of information there, but there's only so much information these play testers can reveal before the game is even announced, before the trailers even announced, before EA even announces any kind of deep dives. So they have to be very minimalistic with what they can say. So this is something we'll have to wait to see EA delve in or elaborate more on. He also alludes to the possibility of us having a weekly training like I requested in both of my wish lists for college football 26 and college football 27. Last couple years I requested it, but it hasn't been implemented. And I said, you already have this system in place in Madden. There's no excuse why you shouldn't have a system in place for college football. So it seems like this might be the direction that they're leaning on. You can kind of tell based off of what he's saying, but we don't know fully yet. But he says there's some elements of managing health as well as practice reps, similar to what you've seen in Madden 26. We will see if this is actually a thing that we have weekly training, or if there's just an aspect to where you have like a simulation based training and you can control the health or manage the health of those simulated practices. Again, something we will know more about once EA elaborates more about the topic. He also talks about equipment. I'm not going to go into that because I already spoke about the equipment upgrades coming in the last video that I made. But one big thing, again, another thing that I requested 2 years in a row on my wish list, the Heisman Trophy ceremony makes its grand appearance, he says. So his words are as stated, the Heisman Trophy ceremony makes its grand appearance after what, 18 years? NCAA 06 through 09 had it for the PS2, if I'm not mistaken. It's back in amazing fashion. The Heisman hopefuls are shown in suits. Their stats are on display. Then the trophy is presented to the winner. So that is going to be a big plus for a community that is huge on Immersion and has been looking forward to this and asking for this since those days of 06 through 09 NCAA. He also talks about the gameplay improvements. He says gameplay feels good, feels fun. Player movement overall was responsive, more responsive than college football 26. It felt slower, but not at all in a bad way. The responsiveness made for big plays akin to what college football 25 had. For everybody out there who's been having a big issue with gameplay and demanding that gameplay be improved over everything else, there you have it. They're addressing gameplay as well. Like they typically do. They typically do make minor adjustments to gameplay. Sometimes it could be for the better. Sometimes it could be for the worse. I don't know. I haven't personally been experiencing anything from college 25 to college 26 that has been terrible For me, gameplay wise, I don't know. I haven't been having any issues where it makes me feel like the game's broken or I can't win. I don't know. I can't attest to that. Gameplay can always use an improvement, but it hasn't been nothing affecting my play to the point where I feel like I just can't play this game. So any improvement to gameplay is a plus as long as they don't break it. Also, he talks about the authenticity of the recruits. He says recruits look more authentic to what you'd come to see if you were to go to ESPN or whatever is used nowadays to see prospects, meaning no more ridiculous looking young men. The demographic made more sense is what I'm getting at. Loved seeing the funky and wacky faces with hair that didn't match their ethnic identity, but I'm glad this was tuned up. So yeah, I know what he's talking about right there. If you know, you know. It's good to see that they're actually addressing this and that's getting tuned up as well. He also talks about how they have people saying EA Sports is in the game when you boot up the game. And that brings major nostalgia to the game because some of the best years we had playing college football or back then NCAA football games was when they would have players, cheerleaders, staff members, whatever, come on at the beginning of the game and say EA Sports is in the game. It gave you this great feeling back then. Haven't had anything like that in quite some time. So this would bring some nostalgia and bring back those vibes of when we experienced the better times of NCAA football video games. And his closing comments just says that this is all that he could share at this time. I think this game, Dynasty in particular, is a significantly bigger hike from college football 26 to college football 27 than college football 26 was from 25. Again, only so much he can share, as when you're involved in these play tests and these beta tests, you can only say so much. You can't give away information before EA can actually announce the information. So as these weeks come to a close and we get closer and closer to early June, either the first week or the second week of June, we'll find out for sure what all is added in this game and the details surrounding it. That's gonna do it for this video. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section about these leaks from these community play testers. As always, if you're here for the first time or you're returning and you haven't liked or subscribed already, please do so. Click that notification tab so you can stay up to speed with more college football 27 content, as well as Madden 27 and other sports gaming content. Again, I appreciate you all for tuning in. That's been my time. Till next time.